Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode here on Grandpa's Farm. Got the rest of the disking done after the last episode, and got a call from the local seed dealer saying that Grandpa had ordered a bunch of seed before he passed away and I needed to come get it. So we're down here, see what all the order was. Well, we got some shorter day season corn for chopping, some soybean seed, then just a little bit of regular corn seed. So got her all loaded up and ready to go, so make our way back to the farm, and I'll give you guys a little bit more of a tour of the map now, so you have a different way back to the farm. So yeah, to get to the farm from the seed dealer, kind of come out here to the road and turn left. Go past the old Prairie State John Deere dealer. Looks like they're keeping relatively busy. Then you want to come up into town here. Make sure our speed's a little bit slower so I don't get pulled over by a cop still. Then you're going to come to the post office here. Go ahead and stop at the stop sign. And then we're going to turn right here. Head down this way, go past the old grain plant here. Grain plant slash co-op. Then we're going to go past the dairy, the creamery here. Come on down this road a little bit more. Then I believe we turn up here. I could be wrong. Have to wait and see here for sure. Have to slow down for our turn here. Don't want to roll the truck with all this expensive seed on the back because it's all Pioneer. Get going again here. Oh, let's see here. Come past the graveyard where Grandpa got buried at. A nice pasture here off to our right. Then turn left up this road. So I believe this house up here is one of Grandma's friends. Kind of waves every time I go by. And up ahead we got another local farmer that's getting up there in age. You say he's definitely acquired a pretty nice setup over the years between the barn's layout and the farm equipment that he has. Hopefully he's got a few more years left. Have to wait and see, make sure nobody's coming. Turn left here, go past this farm. Then I believe the next corner up here, we're going to turn left to go across the bridge and get into the farm. So I said I really like the layout of this map. Gives it a good actual farming feel. Something that a few maps are missing in Farming Simulator. And yeah, so here's our farm off to the left here. So go ahead and get turned in the driveway here and try not to take out the mailbox with this 30-foot trailer. Yep, and don't hit the bridge wall. Come up here into the farm, and so you got the disc gun hooked from the old 5488, so I'm going to go ahead here and pull off to the side here so we can hopefully get to our seed. So we're definitely going to be planting the silage corn first. Get it in the ground so it has longer time to go ahead and get the straps undone here. Alrighty. Then I do believe, yeah, the skid steer's over here on top of the barn, so we'll go over here and grab a skid steer so we can start filling up the corn planter a little bit easier. Just take the seed pallets off the trailer there. You get the bale forks unhooked. And then we can back on down here some. Pick up this pallet fork here. So I believe we'll also probably go ahead and get the rest of the seed put in the shop for now, because we're not going to need the soybean seed for another few months, but the dealer wanted out of their warehouse, so I figured I might as well pick it up while we were down there. See, I got the 5488 hooked up to the old Cyclo case planter here. Go ahead here, get this all. So we did get Grandpa did order a little bit less of the chopping corn than just the regular corn. We're just go ahead and set this pack. So yeah. So this red bags is actually the longer day corn, so we need the orange bags right now to put in the planter. So go ahead and put this one off to the side for now, so we can go ahead and get this shorter day corn loaded into the planter. So we can go ahead and start getting planting this shorter day corn put in the planter. After we get it off the trailer here, it's wanting to be a real pain. So it's nice the dealer to at least load it up on the trailer for us, so we didn't have to load it ourselves. Go over here and get the old planter loaded up here. Make it a little bit easier for us to put some seed in. Alrighty. Alright. So we got that in there. So we'll go ahead and get started with this one pallet of corn for now. So I believe what we'll do for now is we'll just go ahead and unload the rest of this trailer load of seed. So I'll go ahead and do that off camera, and I'll catch up with you guys here in a minute after we get everything unloaded and we're ready to start rolling. Alright guys, so we just got the last pallet of seed off the trailer here, so go ahead and probably just leave the skid steer in here for now. So we gotta get around to mixing up some feed for the cows here before too long, but so at least for now, until we get at least first couple fields planted, we can just leave the skid steer over here in case we gotta refill the planter. So go ahead and get the tractor all fired up. Give her a couple minutes to warm up here, and go ahead and look over the planter in the spare time. So yep, that all looks good, that all looks good, that all looks good, looks good, looks good. So our springs are looking pretty good there. So go ahead and get back in here and get the planter all fired up. Don't sound like we got any air leaks. We'll go ahead and test her out with this first strip of land here. Get her all tested. You go ahead and do a little bit more here, and then we'll stop real quick and get out and check our depth. Yep, might have to tighten it up a little bit, but so our depth was all looking good. So I believe we're good here, guys. So go ahead and get this corn planting, at least this first little field, done real quick. And because I did know MRG made especially the corn seed, a lot more expensive to buy for this map, but he said it also uses a good bit less, so we'll see if we end up actually needing all those pallets of seed or not. Go ahead and round off that corner, raise her up, back her up some. Go ahead and lower her back down. So yeah, sorry for the abrupt ending to the last episode, but went and recorded after we got the disc and all finished up and forgot to unmute my mic, so kind of my mistake. Just I'll do a little bit of cow feeding on camera here in either this episode or next episode for you guys, because I know there's a little bit of a different way you have to feed the cows on this map. So it's been a little bit of a learning curve for me, because I knew the first 3 or 4 batches of feed I made, I ended up mixing forage instead of actual TMR. So yeah, we're using a good chunk less of seed. We have this little patch that we might have used 2% of the hopper. So I think Grandpa might have ordered a little bit too much seed. And I've already talked with the dealer, and he goes, well, due to the situation of the whole thing, he can't return it, so hopefully we can keep it in good enough quality to use for next year. So, get turned around here. And we'll have this field all finished up, and then we'll go ahead and move on to, I think we'll do this strip right here next. So this way we ain't gotta worry about folding up the planter and traversing a little bit. So I do want to make at least the closer fields to the silo all chopping corn, just so that I don't want to be trucking corn or silage that far with not knowing if I'll have help or not. So go ahead and lower down here. So yeah, guys, I'll go ahead and get this field done here, and I'll catch up with you guys here in a little bit. Well, welcome back, guys. I went ahead and got that other field of corn planted, and came over here and got the majority of this field knocked out. We just got a little bit here left in the middle, and to make it all the way back to the other end in the middle. Meant to update you guys whenever we got to the end of that previous field, but I was kind of jamming out to the radio and forgot to hit record before we finished the field. So I believe we're going to have this field, the small field, and that other field as silage corn. Then we're going to swap to our other corn variety and hit the other 3 fields, just so we have a little bit of variety, since we are going to be doing some old hay silage, or say some grass silage as well. So we're going to not going to have quite as big of a demand on having corn silage, but I know MRG made it to where there's a specific corn that you have to use. You can't just use the in-game corn. And as you can see in the bottom right, we've only used 20% of the seed that we had in this planter, so definitely overbought for planting this year. So Grandpa did. So it almost seems a little bit unfair that we've used such a little amount of seed. But so I don't know if MRG plans on upping the seed usage whenever planting a little bit or not. Because just using this little amount of seed doesn't quite feel right. So turn around here and hit this little strip right through here. Trying to make it so we don't have to come back down to the other end of the field after we finish that pass. And I believe after we get all of our corn planted here, we are going to go ahead and mow some of this grass here. I think we're going to start doing some alfalfa and clover next year, possibly, depending on how good this grass yields. So I didn't want to start it this year and then us not have very much of a crop to feed. Just got this little bit left here. And we'll go ahead and check the map and see if we're going to do another field of this style corn, or if we're going to swap to the longer day corn. Let's see here. Well guys, I think we're actually going to end up including this little bit up here too, for our shorter day corn, just to be on the safe side. Because the nice thing about this is, yeah, it is a chopping corn, but a shorter day corn for chopping, but we can also still harvest it with the combine, or pick some corn, use the picker and pick the ears as well. Come on down here. I believe there's a gate somewhere along the edge of this field to get to it a lot easier than that way, but so just coming down off that field is a lot easier, just to sneak your way down along the fence row. Go ahead and put our marker out. Even though it's a little bit buried in the ground, but it'll do fine, right guys? See, if you guys are enjoying this series, make sure you leave a like or a comment. So I try to answer the comments back as quickly as I can. So, and if you do have any suggestions, go ahead and make sure you leave them down in the comments as well. So I do have some stuff planned out for this series. But I'd also like to hear some of your guys' suggestions for ideas that you might have for it as well. So I don't know what it is about this nice 12-row cyclo air planter that it seems like every series I end up using this as a starting planter at the very least, whether that be for the ones I'm recording or just personal play. I don't know about you guys, but I always like starting out with like a small medium-ish size farm, and then trying to grow to bigger farms. See, I think after we get this field planted, we'll switch over to the longer day corn and we'll get it going. So, get this up here to the end real fast. Go ahead and lower down the planter again and stick our marker back out. So I also did a little bit of checking off camera, and the marker is actually placed correctly to where if we put the old center of the hood and the marker, we should be on the center of the row then. So we could be able to do a little bit of end cab corn planting. Something I don't like to do a whole lot of because I always forget to actually use a marker. Looks like we missed a little bit of oats there with the disc, but that's okay. Planter will just plant right over them. Coming up here on the end again. Go ahead and lift our marker, turn her around. Then we can lower the planter back down and get her going here. This is always the pain though too, is trying to be able to see out the window. Make sure you're on the center here. Got a little bit of nice end cab action going on for some corn planting. I think this tractor would partially benefit for when it's on the planter having the duals on it. So I think we have to do that there for next year, is put the duals on her before we start planting with her. So she has a couple that second field that we did. So I noticed her struggling just a little bit pulling the hills sometimes. Gets to be a little bit steeper grade. She just seemed like she needed a little bit more traction. So I wonder if Grandpa has a pressure washer buried somewhere, because I hadn't seen one. So we might have to use what little bit of money we do have left on a pressure washer, possibly. It's like this case in the planter is getting to be pretty filthy. Go ahead and lift her up, spin her around. Get on our marker here, lower her back down. I'm not sure if we're going to have another pass yet or not. Have to wait and see when we get this all planted for sure. I think might have, yeah, we'll just have a little bit of a strip we have to come through and do. Might turn around and hit that real fast, just so it's done and out of the road. Okay, get on the straightaway. Go ahead and lift the planter up. Spin back around and hit this little strip that we missed. Okay. Got her lowered in the ground. Wait till we get all the way over. Lift the planter back up. Spin back around. See, Grandpa must have had some pretty sharp disc on for the markers. I mean, it's made it all the way down through the rubble, or yeah, through the stubble and all the oats that we cultivated over. And actually, that's a pretty good track mark in the ground. Go ahead and let her planter back down. Keep her rolling. Trying to make sure we stay on course with the edge of the planter here. Are we going to have a strip on this side? I think we're going to have a strip on that side as well again. But that's okay. Should just be a nice small little strip we got to hit. So in this one, we'll just go down to the end of the row and whip her back around. Hit that little bit. Okay, go ahead and whip her back around. So I guess that is one nice thing about this tractor not having duals on it, is we can actually get a nice tighter turning radius too with the planter, because it don't have the extra tires to stick out so far. Alright, let's see here. Go ahead and lift the planter. Turn her off and go ahead and fold her up, and have to take her back to the shed and get her cleaned out and the seed swapped over. So catch up with you guys after I get that done. Alright guys, I'm back. Had to do a little planter exchange just due to the fact of I could not get the whole cyclo planter to empty the seed. I tried to put an auger into the seed bin here. I tried to just dump it out. and I could not get it to empty at all. So I had 2 Kinsey planters. That was a 12 row because I just wanted to keep a 12 row. I didn't want to go to a 6 row. Oh, we'll see here. So I tried this one, but this one just absolutely was killing the frame rate. So I went with the 3600 with the fertilizer and the just regular boxes. Or actually I wanted the extended boxes. So a little bit more money, but that'll help offset the amount that we spent in the seed this year. Because the only other thing I could have really went with was just the 6 row. This white here. But so now we got all the seeds switched over. Go ahead and take off for the fields here. So we got 2 fields left to do. We got this for corn. We got this field here and this field here. So I think we'll go over to where we left off over on this side and hit this bottom field down here first. So we also put the duals on the 5488. Since this planter does require more horsepower, I figured we might need the extra traction this time. So, and it is also a longer planter, but this is also really my first time using this planter, so had this mod for a while and I just haven't ever got around to actually using it a whole lot. I think I maybe used it like once or twice. So yeah, go ahead and let it start to get unfolded here. I'll go up to this upper end and wait for it to finish unfolding. Okay. Okay, so alright guys, got the planter in the ground. Go ahead and put my marker out and should be good here. So yeah, sorry about the sudden change on seeders, but it kind of makes it hard to be able to plant 2 different types of corn whenever you can't empty your seeder. Which I know MRG was trying to make it to where you couldn't just empty out the seeders the normal way and we had to put them in the bulk bin, but I couldn't get the bulk bin to work, so I don't know if that planter is set up the correct way that it's supposed to be and just the bins glitched out or how it is for sure. Because I even tried to take some of the other pallets of seed that we had laying around and tried to just put them in the bin and it wouldn't cooperate with that either. But it is kind of nice though because we can just buy our seed, or you can call the seed dealer up next year and just have them drop some seed off in the bin. Help save us a little bit on the price of the seed since we don't have to worry about him all doing the markup for having the bags still. But it also will make it more of a pain though if we need to refill, because we'll have to go back to the bulk bin because I don't think we'll have the money for a seed tender for next year. But we might. Just kind of depends on how things go for sure. Because I know our cows, we got a couple of heifers that's going to will start coming fresh here later this year. So I'll have to see how that goes for sure. I think we'll have around 60 of them that'll be fresh. And then a few months later we'll have some more heifers that'll be freshening, so should be pretty good. I say we do also have the enhanced animal systems mod on here as well. So it is burning through a good bit more feed. So definitely have to make sure that we keep up on the feeding for sure. I will say though, this planter does run pretty nice actually. Guess that is one thing off of our list to do for this series. I was planning on getting a Kinsey planter as the next planter here in a couple of in-game seasons, but I guess whenever the mod don't want to cooperate correctly, then I guess we just upped our time we were planning on having with the old planter. So, saying the old 5488's not doing bad with the planter either, surprisingly. I figured this thing might be a little bit underpowered, honestly. But it seems like it's doing a pretty good job. So as you guys seen whenever I went through and explained the planter things to you, I do have a couple of other style planters that you don't see too often that I'm thinking about trying out for this map and seeing how well they do. But it also kind of just seems like you got a lot better movement with this planter too, in terms of the row units bouncing up and down like how they would in real life. So yeah guys, I think what I'll end up doing then, I think I'll go ahead and put these two fields in the time lapse for you, and think after the time lapse it'll be the end of the video. So if you guys liked the video, go ahead and leave a like and comment, and hopefully you guys will subscribe. So other than that, I'll talk to you guys later and see you guys next episode.